and gentlemen, youths of the world, how are you doing? I am joined by a very special guest today, Mr. Seleman Kitenge. He is the holder of a postgraduate diploma in Management of Foreign Relations from Tanzania Mozambique Center for Foreign Relations. He holds a bachelor degree of Arts in Sociology with honors from the Open University of Tanzania. He holds a diploma in Public Sector Financial Management from Tanzania Public Service College. He was awarded an honorary diploma of New Leaders for Tomorrow by the Kranz Montana Forum in Vienna, Austria. He was awarded on spot Best Guest of the Year award by West Coast Radio in the Gambia. He is also the recipient of the first Global Youth Policies Forum Medal in the Republic of Azerbaijan. He and his fellow alumni of Young African Leaders Initiative East Africa chapter of Tanzania won Alumni Eagle Award out of 14 countries since the inauguration of the Leadership Center by the US President Barack Obama in 2015. Seleman is a native Swahili speaker, fluent in English, and with a basic knowledge of French and German. He is passionate about sustainable development, humanitarian work, media and communication, international relations, photographing, social activism, peace and security advocacy. He is the co-founder and director of media and communication for the African Network of Youth Policy Experts, which is an African-based regional think tank that federates youth policies, expertise and researches across the continent. He mentors young leaders from different African nations. Currently, he is working as a program officer with United Nations Association of Tanzania. He also works part-time as an administrator and spokesperson to the Honorary Consulate of the Republic of Sierra Leone in Dar es Salaam. He also works as an external consultant to youth-led organizations such as Youth of United Nations Association of Tanzania, Elevate Young Minds UK and Msichana Initiative, as to name just a few. He has previously volunteered as a communication assistant intern with the United Nations Resident Coordinator's Office in Tanzania. He also volunteered as a peer educator for Don Bosco Life Choices Program, Azania Roots, and Shoots Club as a coordinator, chairman and founder of Tanzania Public Service College, United Nations Chapter, an organization and Under Secretary General for Media with Geneva International Model United Nations Conference. Lastly, he is the co-founder of African Youth Leadership Transformation Summit Initiative, which was first inaugurated in Tanzania in September 2016 and expects to rotate in different African countries annually. We welcome Mr. Seleman Kitenge. Karibu sana.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. So my first question to you is, what inspired you to join these organizations, to form these organizations? What inspired you? Was it just one night you waking up and thinking, you know what, I need to make a difference in society? What inspired you?
Okay, Ejaz, thank you so much for such a good question. Well, since when I was a very young man, I had a dream. And my dream was to make a change, to make a contribution in my society. So when I was in primary school, in standard 6, that's when I said, okay, now it's time for me to officially engage in social activism and try to do something for my community and the society at large. So when I was in standard 6, I started engaging with Tanzania Gender Network program, TGNP, which is engaging more on women issues, gender violence advocacy. So since then, I started engaging in engaging with different organizations, different youth organizations such as UNA, Tanzania, Roots and Shoots, through JGI, Jane Goodall Institute, as to name a few. So basically, it was not just a one-day thing, but it was a process. And a process that started like more than 10 years ago.
My next question to you is that what sort of a difference have you made? And subsequent to that, what are you planning ahead? I'm sure you must be having plans for the future. So what are your plans for the future? So the first part of my question, what difference have you made? And the second part of my question is, what are you planning ahead?
Thank you so much. That's a very good question. Well, just to start with the first one, I would say I've made a lot of difference in my community. As I've said, I've started engaging in different youth development initiatives for about 10 or 13 years ago. And since then, I've tried to mentor other young people from Tanzania, from other African countries, and even from outside Africa. I think that's the difference.
Of course, definitely.
But also, apart from that, I've been part of different initiatives that target to accelerate development in my community. I've initiated initiatives such as the African Transformation Leadership Summit, which was specific to address issues around corruption and entrepreneurship. Apart from that, I've initiated the African Network of Youth Policy Experts in 2014 in Azerbaijan, and actually I was the only Tanzanian to get the opportunity to be there. So that initiative has been running now for about 2.5 years, and it has engaged young people in different African countries. I think that is the reason why different international organizations have decided to award me and recognize my contribution to society in Tanzania, but also in other African countries and the world at large. And to go to the second question about my plans, basically at the moment I'm working with the United Nations Association of Tanzania as a program officer on a program that targets to accelerate youth participation in decision-making bodies and the process itself. But also, I'm working with the Honorary Consulate of Seleman as administrator and spokesperson. So my plans for the future is to try to engage more young people to take part in decision-making process, but also to become a diplomat. And I think that has been my goal since then when I started engaging in social activism and other community development initiatives.
So my final question,
Yes.
what message would you like to give the youths, not only of Tanzania, not only of Africa, but youths around the world, so that they can aspire, not to emulate, but to try and fulfill their dreams, just like you. When you were a child, you had dreams, and you have accomplished some of them, yes, remain unaccomplished.
Yes.
But what would you like to advise them?
Thank you so much. As a young leader and a mentor to many young African youth, well, I would like to call upon them to get engaged actively in volunteerism and to try to put ahead the interests of the community they live in and not their personal interests. Because if you want to make change, you have to sacrifice some of your interests so as to benefit more people in your society. So if you put your personal interests ahead of the majority interest, then basically you will fail to fulfill the needs of many people. So for me, I insist volunteerism is the key, because volunteerism brings about professionalism. Volunteerism promotes humanity. Volunteerism promotes development. Volunteerism creates friendship, because the more you volunteer, the more you meet people from different parts of the world, from different communities. And I think that has been the key to my personal development story. I've started as a volunteer. I wasn't being paid a single cent. But then through that, I've started to earn something, income, even getting employment opportunities due to my volunteerism historical background. So I insist, volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. The more you volunteer, the more you grow. The more you volunteer, the more professional you become. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Seleman Kitenge. It was a pleasure having you.
Pleasure to meet you, Ejaz.
Thank you, Sante.
I enjoyed the interview.
Thank you.
Okay.